Yeah. Welcome back to the We're Not Serious podcast, where we get really not serious.
We're probably the most unserious.
Seriously. Anyways, today's guest is my other little brother, one of the many.
One of the biggest
Jarett.
little brothers.
He's a concrete guy, world-class Apex player. He's got a expensive-ass World of Warcraft account. And he does concrete also. That's kind of a theme of this show, I think, is people are concrete guys. Anyways, Jarett.
Hey,
Give a speech.
well, I was thinking of after you.
Okay, what? Oh, yeah.
I was thinking after you listed those off. I was like, who is the CEO of Bad Decisions?
Yeah.
And I was like, I might need to give that guy a call.
Oh, dude, that's Jarett.
What? No. Yeah, there's not good.
Yeah, dude. So
Speaking of good decisions, Jessica made us a little bit of fish sticks.
yeah, we are, and I had fish sticks with ketchup, which is typical to my Caucasian brethren.
That's gotta be the whitest thing I've seen since I looked in the mirror this morning. That's rough.
Yeah, dude, long time. Anyways, yeah. So what have you been up to, dude? It's kind of impromptu. Timmy is still MIA. We're looking for you, Timmy. We hope you're out there. You know.
He's not very tall, so it's gonna be hard to find.
He's gonna watch this and be like, "What the fuck, dude? I just talked to you guys."
I'm right here.
No, he's with his kids. So we're doing one right now.
Yeah. How dare you make good decisions?
We might. Yeah. How dare you spend time with your children?
Yeah.
We should be
They want a father?
Well, no. Honestly, he was supposed to come over to podcast tonight, and our kids are supposed to spend the night. But then he's been ignoring me kind of on and off for like a week now. And then so wasn't answering. So my son wanted to go spend the night. So I sent him over to his buddy's house, and now there's no reason for his kids to want to be here. So Aaron's like, oh, if Maddox isn't there, I don't want to go.
Sounds like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's
He's like a wife.
just ignoring you. He's ghosting.
he's literally texted me and said, "I'm leaving you on red," and I had to look up what that meant.
You guys might need a friend therapist.
No. What? I don't know. Well, it means that. Well, usually it's something I would say. He's leaving me on red.
Yeah.
From what I googled.
He's not actually
because
red.
He's reading the comment or the message, but he's not responding to it. But he just let me know, "Hey, I'm leaving you on red." Which is kind of like, "Fuck you, you're wasting your time. I'm not going to answer my phone."
He said that to me too, but then he replied to my text.
I know and it kind of threw. That's why I was like, "Wait, maybe this isn't what I thought it was gonna
That's
mean."
some manipulation.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, no, he literally.
You pull it down on your phone. You pull it. You notice the notification, and you can see 80% of the text, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, well, see, I don't have an iPhone, so I don't even know if how to see if he's read it or not. So I'm just like, either he's just being an asshole or he doesn't have his phone on him. But I don't know. Based on his text pattern today, I think he might be an asshole.
Yeah, well, he might
then
be
he
on the
answered
spectrum.
your call because he didn't know who you were. Who is this?
Who is this?
I love how he always answers the phone like he's gonna get in a fight.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is calling me right
Dad.
now?
Like every time Dad answers the phone to a new number, because I work with him every day.
Yeah.
And he'll look at it, and I'm like, just answer it. It might be somebody that wants a job.
Or
hello, and then it's somebody super nice. I can hear them on the phone. They're super nice, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, I just want to know if I can get some concrete." And then Dad goes he just flips the switch. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Let me get you some concrete.
He's got to remember, like, you can only make the money for the calls you answer.
Yeah, when you give people your number,
Yeah,
you got to
say, "Call me."
expect that they're
Yeah.
going to call you.
Yeah.
Don't just think like, oh, who's this random fucking person calling me?
Yeah, well, my thing right now is I'm getting so many fucking, like, all with the same area code as mine, which is a rare area code in this area code because they, like, made a new code, but it's 458 now. And so that's my area code here. It's a local area code, but 541 is the main area code. But so all these numbers are calling me, and it's all like, "Hey, we're calling about your Google listing." And I know it's a scam because they were calling me before I was even listed on Google.
Yeah.
Now I'm listed on Google. Now they're like calling. They'll call me like 5 times in a fucking row, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit if this is a real job. I want to throw this phone into a fucking...
calling me.
Like, dude. But
you're calling me, but I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah, no, dude. We might get the old man on the cast tomorrow for Father's Day. Do a special Father's Day podcast.
We'd have to lower the camera a little bit. He's pretty short.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can sit on his level.
I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but we're both 6'8".
Oh my god. My wife's laughing.
6'8" with 15% body fat.
Yeah, and 4-inch dicks, dude.
Oh.
Hey, that's big in art.
I was gonna say 3. I was gonna say 3.5, but
just because, like, she, whenever I say my dick is small, which is a lot, she like takes it as an insult to her.
Well,
she's like, stop telling people your dick is small.
She's just doing charity.
She's like, what the fuck, Robert? Like, it makes her a bad like.
That's a tax write-off.
Husband with tiny dick, tiny white penis.
You could just, she just goes into QuickBooks. You know, like, what's going on? we need to check this out right here. And she's like, what? That's a tiny dick.
Dude,
check it.
So Peyton,
I thought everybody had that.
Dude, so Peyton, when we were growing up, like, you know how kids would be like, I got a huge dick. I just started telling everyone I got a tiny dick because I was like, who knows? You know, really? And Peyton wouldn't even talk about his dick. He'd be like, my balls are huge. Like, he'd be like, dude, I got the biggest balls.
Yeah,
like,
which is such a weird, like, I could get you so pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, my load could knock out a mouse, dude.
Yeah. I've always heard from people that, like, you know, dudes with who are well endowed prefer to make jokes about a small penis, and I'm like, I'd rather just tell the truth. So I make small dick jokes.
See, honestly,
and they're like, oh, he must have a big one.
Honestly,
and I'm like, no, I'm just telling the truth.
Well, no, it's like a mindfuck too, because you don't know, because I could be just saying that because I heard that.
Yeah.
Or I could be, see, the way
I'm just being honest.
The way I look at it, you know, back when I started doing that, it was like, you know, if she was upset about it being too small, like I told her, but if it was bigger than she thought, she was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a win-win situation, you know?
Yeah.
But,
I'd rather surprise you with that than, like, anything else.
Yeah.
Mainly because I could, you know, you can take that.
Yeah. Dude,
Still disappointed.
yeah, Jessica said, I'm still disappointed. She's like, it may be big, but you suck.
Hey, after 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids. I know. I feel like, you know, there's that meme when it's like the dude like giving birth out of his dick, and then afterwards,
like a seahorse.
Yeah, and it's like it's seahorses with seashore, and like his dick's all like floppy and hanging there, like to his pant. Like,
what a terrible life for a seahorse. You know, you got to do everything and then give birth.
Seahorse is like, oh, kids. Lots of them, like thousands.
I want to take a break, and then his girlfriend that he's cheating on his other seahorse wife with comes up and she's like, you thought.
Yeah, dude, speaking of the sea, dude, we watched this fucking, the Netflix Titan. Have you watched that yet?
No.
It's about Ocean Gate.
Oh,
the fucking submersible.
No, but I've seen a bunch of funny AI videos that would not be funny to a lot of people. Mostly the people related to the CEO of Ocean Gate.
Well, dude, show me those fucking videos later. But
I'll give you context clues. So in one of the AI, this is a completely AI written video, like
which we're like, hey, do I have a boot? Like, fuck you AI.
Yeah, fuck you AI. It's hilarious,
dude. It's gonna come after us. So.
It is.
That's I don't want to interrupt you real quick. First thing Forrest told me is like, dude, you need to get ChatGPT AI. Like, it's fucking hilarious. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not giving in to the motherlords.
Dude, it's as hilarious as the prompt you give it. Like this one. So okay, so I'll just say the actual AI video, and then I'll give you what I think the prompt was.
Pull it up, Jessica. What's the video?
So it's basically
I call it gay AI.
It's AI, so it's nobody that was actually involved in it.
Yeah.
And it's him, and he's like, hey, we're down here in Ocean Gate, and we got the and he's holding like a 1999 monitor for a PC. He's like, we got the top of the line equipment, and he's holding like a Nintendo controller, and he's like, we spared no expense.
Yeah.
And he goes, you guys want to see a cheat code to get lower? And he uses it, and it just pans out to the outside of the submersible, and it just explodes. It's like,
dude. So
come on.
This documentary though, it's fucking insane, dude. Like, this guy, everyone around him told him this thing was gonna blow up.
No.
So they have video footage of them. Like, they have so much video footage of the whole process, and literally,
Which is incriminating.
They take the third scale model, and every single test failed. It like imploded at like
it's not
3,800 feet, which
Yeah.
you got to go like to 4,000 or something like that for the Titanic. And so every time, like people that were his friends that were there from the beginning came and like, we cannot launch this. It's gonna blow up, and he would
Let's
fire
not
them.
do this.
He would
Yeah.
publicly fire them in front of everyone.
This is all
and
public information.
He recorded him firing them too, dude. It's almost like he knew he was gonna blow up, and
it's
he
like
didn't want
a
to.
suicide mission if you think about it.
Dude.
But you
like,
involve eight other people.
Like, if you want to go down to the Titanic, but why he just would know?
It was 4 other
There's
people.
only 5 of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there was 5 of them.
So
But
he's got a 5 KD
what-
just off the rip. He's
Yeah.
just.
Well, dude, the worst part about it too is like, I think it was just his ego. Like
Oh,
from
yeah, it
like
had to.
he,
You're
there's
a billionaire.
videos saying I don't want to die. I'm not gonna go down there and die. I'm gonna succeed, and everyone's gonna he wanted to be like Elon Musk or something.
Well, he's like half Elon and half Donald Trump, where he's just like, I might be the best person at designing it. So
It's
ever.
carbon fiber. It's carbon fiber sub. No one's ever
nothing's
seen
gonna
a deep
explode.
sub that is carbon fiber like this one because they don't work. Ours is gonna work though. I promise you.
And then you got his friends, like you're saying, and not just his friends, they're other scientists. And
Dude, he went through
Biologists
he went through like a shit ton of engineers. They just kept quitting, or he
Yeah.
fired them because they're like,
I don't.
people
wanna
are gonna
be-
die, dude. Like,
Yeah. I don't want to be in trouble, or not even in trouble. I don't want that on my conscience because you're gonna kill somebody.
yeah.
And then this guy goes down there with a literal PlayStation 3 controller hooked up to
Dude,
a.
but everyone talks shit about the controller. The controller worked just fine. It's what they made the hole out of. That's what's wrong with it. They
Just-
literally have like video footage of him in it, and as he's dropping, it's going ping, ping,
Yeah.
ping, like, and they have sensors all over it to listen. So because when that shit makes noises like that,
Yeah.
it means the carbon fiber, the fibers in it are cracking.
No, there's no
And-
carbon fiber.
the-
He tack welded White
no,
Claw
the
cans.
whole thing, the hole that they sit in is made of carbon fiber.
Yeah, but-
and that was his whole thing. He was going to be the first ever carbon fiber deep sea sub and everyone's like, you
Well,
can't do it. And
I mean, he's on the list somewhere.
dude, one of the guys that like told him, he did an inspection of it and told him it was going to do it.
Yeah.
They fired him, so he reported them to the board, and the board like were just dragging their feet. So then when that guy found out, he sued that guy into quitting his complaint, taking his complaint back. And fucking,
Because he had so much
and
money?
dude, this guy's on the documentary, and he's like, pretty much like, it's the most "I told you so" moment.
No,
ever.
he's like, I can tell you, like, oh, Pop,
he's like Scottish or something. Like, I told you, it's gonna bed.
I told you,
Yeah.
I thought it would break at about 2,700,
Yeah, dude, he
and it
fucking
broke at 26.
Well, and then at the end, it's like they have a recording of when he fired that guy, and it's that Rush guy saying, "I'm not gonna die down there. I'm gonna get down there. You'll see." And like, then it's pans to this guy's face, and he's like, "He wanted to be famous. He is now."
Dude, that's cold.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's cool.
Dude, this
Because-
is how white privilege this guy is. So his name was what was it? It's
Stockton Rush.
Stockton Rush. Okay, he's related to 2 separate people that signed the Declaration of Independence. One's like something Stockton, and one's last name is Rush. So his parents literally gave him his 2 ancestors' names, and like, you're gonna be something someday.
Yeah,
And
you're
he's
gonna
like,
be something underwater
yeah, like-
at some point.
he like
And they're
went-
like, what was the last part you just said?
Yeah.
And they're like, don't worry about it.
he went to Princeton, and he was like the C average, like middle of his class.
He went to C average at
He
Princeton?
was, he was like.
So he was like very intelligent?
No, he like fucking his white privilege, dude. His family.
Oh.
He comes from old money, dude.
Yeah.
He literally like was telling people that he could buy a congressman and shit.
So he should have
So
died.
he decided he didn't get his thing certified ever. Like he just said, we're not going to do it, and he got
Is this
around
the guy
it.
this is the guy that built
Yeah,
everything?
yeah. He's the CEO of the
He's like
company.
the-
It's his company.
Oh, okay.
And fucking, he's the one that was piloting
I feel
it when
so
he
much
died.
better about making terrible jokes because
Yeah.
it sounds like just like a
No,
terrible
dude,
fucking
he's
person.
kind of a terrible like sociopath, dude. Like I don't think he
Yeah, no.
understood how like everyone's like, I don't know what the fuck. We all told him.
So he was the 5th. So there's 4 other people that
Yeah,
he
they were
basically
just
killed.
guests. They were, like, paid to
he
go
told
ride on
them-
this.
Well, you got to think that's like buying a ticket to something, like, you know, and you're like, hey, I trust this guy. I've known this guy forever. Hey, and he's gonna tell me, he's like, this is the best built submarine ever. and it's actually built out of fucking White Claw cans welded together.
They should do a South Park, dude.
and he's like, we're gonna get as close to the Titanic as any human has ever been outside.
We're literally gonna roll the window down and piss on the Titanic. That's how great.
And he should have stopped there because that would have been the truth. Because he's like, this is the best one we could build because I'm gonna cut corners. And then we're going to die next to the Titanic, is what he should have said.
They did 85 dives with it before it imploded, but they have like record.
They never went that far.
No, they went down to the Titan like
in that.
Yeah, like 13 times. They made 9 trips to the Titanic in it before it imploded.
In the one that they took.
They did. Yeah, in the one they took. Well, in the one they took.
Why would you keep using the same one?
They broke one, and so they had to remake it, and they didn't release it to the public. He didn't get any of the license or anything or qualifications he was supposed to, and he had a loophole where he didn't have to report to the Coast Guard because even though he made it in the U.S.,
money is his loophole.
Even though he made it in the U.S., he launched it in Canada. So he didn't have to report it to the U.S. Coast Guard. And then he was like, the passengers, they called them crewmen, and they sold it as you're going to be included. You're the crew.
Yeah, you're the crew.
But no, it was so that way they weren't going to be in trouble for selling It wasn't a touristy thing. They weren't guests. They weren't passengers.
God.
They were part of the crew.
Yeah.
And
what are they going to do? Hand me the controller.
You want to drive? It's like, bro, I know the cheat code.
No, you're using the left joystick. You need to use the right joystick. It's AX, not AD.
Up, down, left, right, trigger.
Yeah.
R1,
you just
R2.
spun a jetpack.
But dude, I'm thinking of all the old Tony Hawk and all the old fucking San Andreas.
Dude. The cheat codes. Dude. As somebody. Okay, so you were born in 92.
Yeah.
I was born in 95.
No, I was born in 91. It's tattooed on me somewhere.
It is. It's on your other side. I couldn't see it. It's on the
whole
other side.
screen seat.
I've only known you my whole
Gangster.
life. It's just so built in after having that, because consoles came out. We got such a good intro into.
We got
consoles.
the whole experience, bro. We did have the Nintendo 64, and we played GoldenEye. We also had the Super though. We had Duck Hunter and shit when we first started playing video games. We had the old shit. I mean, I was 91, so when I started playing, we had poor redneck parents. They were still playing that shit when the 64 first came out.
And which is crazy because if you look at both of our parents now, you would they're not out there buying a Nintendo Switch. But if you think about it in the time, could you imagine, why the hell did they have one of those?
Gaming, I felt like wasn't when, I don't know, it felt like it was more of doing a board game. You just sat down and played it.
It was new. It was something new.
Gaming's become kind of exclusive, real gamers.
Really?
I feel and they're kind of a little cocky. You would know, but there's a lot of cocky ass. Look how badass I am at this video game.
No, I would know.
I'm just having Apex flashbacks. I'm like, fuck this guy, dude.
No, and that's. I'm honestly, and that's kind of the curve where we're getting into.
You're kind of in there too. You're that guy sniping me from fucking across the map laughing.
I'm the guy. I'm the guy that'll push. I know that. If I can tell somebody can't shoot, I'm getting up in close. I'm getting up close because I'm gonna have fun with it.
I just can't react that quick. I'm fucking gonna have a seizure just thinking about it, dude.
Well, I'm 30 now. In a month I'm 30. So
you're getting up there, dude.
It's catching up.
AARP's coming up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica's almost 32.
Holy shit.
Do you want me to tell them, I'll invite everyone to you're all invited, all 33 of you, to Jessica's party. Producer Jessica.
Woo woo. Yeah. Can you pull up the party venue, Jessica, real quick?
Yeah. Where's the venue?
Yeah.
The address and time.
We need to have her with a laptop that's connected where she can just pull stuff, just random shit that we say.
I need to.
You don't even have to. We don't even have to give you a cue. You just pull it up. You're like, that sounds like some dumb
I really want to get her
stuff.
another mic because most people don't know she's talking the whole time to us.
Oh yeah. Well, and she always has something. It's so good.
It's usually pretty racist, so that's why it's good that it's not on.
Well, it can't be.
She's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, damn it, Jessica just said the word again. Gotta start the video.
She's just looking at you like, I've never said that.
She's
like,
I'm going to throw something at you.
I've never said cracker ever.
Yeah, dude.
Whole life.
We'll bring a cracker back, dude. The coolest thing on ever in my time as a white guy being cool, because black people kind of run the cool culture. Everyone wants to be that NBA player and fucking hip hop and shit. But it was the BET and the ciphers, and like when Eminem brought like Yellow Wolf, he's like, "What's up, my cracker?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
I heard a song. I heard a song that I was just like, "Holy shit!" I heard this in like 7th grade. What was it? It was either
What was it?
I can't remember.
I
It was no, it wasn't Andre Nicotina. It was Andre Nicotina. Ayo for
Ayo for
Yayo. Yeah, I heard that, and
You
my
know
dad.
why? When I got my first car, remember the Subaru that I got when I was 16? For some reason, there was somebody's iPod got left in there, and I never figured out who it was.
The Nano,
yeah,
right?
It was which it had the screen, but it was the little one.
Yeah.
And but anyways, my iPod got left in there, and that was one of the songs on there, and I'm like, that opened my world to like real underground rap.
Good shit.
And I was like, and Brother Lynch, and I'm like, what
Brother
the
Lynch,
fuck is this shit, dude? I was like listening to Ludacris before.
Dude, just imagine that. So like, we're just white kids. Really white kids.
Dude, you want to know how white I am?
In Redmond, Oregon.
Our parents got me a rap CD once.
Yeah.
And it was Will Smith. And I was listening to Getting Jiggy With It. No.
That was like the soundtrack to that Western movie he did too.
Dude, it's so funny though, but once I like got introduced to real gangster rap, I remember being like, I totally identify with this.
Yeah, this is my shit. West Side. You're like I live on the South Side actually, but
Timmy's calling. He's like, "Hey, do you want to buck some hay?"
yeah. Well, and then our mother's like, "Hey, we have 12 horses. Can we just go ahead and?"
God, I fucking hated that.
Can we buck hay? And we're like, "No, we're gangsters, Mom."
Remember,
I don't know if you know this or not.
Dude, like honestly, if you're a horse lover, you would have loved growing up in this family.
Or a dog lover.
Yeah. If you skateboarded though. They always wanted to go ride horses. Yeah, I was like, "Gun, I'm gonna fucking skateboard." I lived in Terrebonne. There's like one rocky little path of asphalt.
We have a dirt road.
Remember, we had a wood from the wood modular four stair that we would like set a piece. Sometimes we didn't even set a piece of plywood up. We would just go fucking ollie off it and land in the rocks.
You would. I would watch.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd be disabled. No, like first. I couldn't even ollie until I was like.
I just imagine
how old am I? 29.
Peter Griffin whenever he eats shit, he's like,
yeah.
Dude,
I actually just learned how to skateboard, and then like the day that I did, because you guys tried.
Yeah, you bought a fucking whole complete and everything.
You guys tried so much. You and Peyton, you guys tried so much.
Yeah, everyone did.
You were a jerk, but
I know,
Peyton
but
was
I was
so nice to me.
I was your big brother. We played good cop, bad cop.
Well, and Peyton was just like, dude, you're really bad. But like, if you just tried to not crash, you would land. And then I did, and then I was like, I never want to do that again.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Robert be good at skating. Like,
dude, I sucked. I got to it late because I lived in Terrebonne. So like, it was the middle of fucking bumfuck Egypt.
Yeah, it was something you couldn't do.
And
what was there?
In the skate parks in Redmond.
Yeah.
So all my friends were way better because they'd hang out at the skate park all day.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got to middle school that I could actually go to the skate park.
Well, and like I remember we would go to like the Terrebonne school, and you would ollie off of it wasn't even a step. It was just a landing going to another landing, and like you would do that over and over.
There was like a manual pad. Yeah.
You and Dylan.
I told Jessica about that. We used to like have Vince videotape us with like sponsor me videos, and that was when I was terrible at skateboarding. Why the fuck are we recording that? I'd love to see that.
Because that was probably crispy, dude.
Yeah, dude. And we had diversity in it because Dylan was Mexican.
White boys
so
hanging out, and then here comes Dylan.
Yeah,
a little Mexican boy.
Yeah, dude,
doing the same shit.
Well, and Vince didn't skateboard at all. He just filmed.
He's just like, a crispy white boy, just like us. Like he couldn't.
Dude, he was redneck.
He had the what do you say? He had the athletic ability of a newborn lamb.
He got pretty good at football in high school, though.
Like our brother.
Yeah.
Like, how would you describe like have you ever seen like a newborn like deer or like calf walk or a horse? It's just it's awkward. It's bad.
It's like the chick on the ring.
You look like you gotta catch them a little bit. You're like
That's what the kids were doing.
They turn the AC off. Turn the AC off. I'll hold your mic.
At the park, Robert, when all the kids were like crawling with their legs out like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, they can do it. That you know why they can all do it? They're all wrestlers. That's fucking Ayla. Ayla's she's good at it, dude. She hauls ass on all fours.
Ava?
No, Ayla.
Oh.
It's Maddox is so she's like Riley Ray's age. But Maddox's buddy, so he like this kid joined wrestling this year, and he's like Maddox's exact same size, and so they like had to wrestle every tournament. but they're also partners in practice. And his buddy fucking got good quick. He almost beat Maddox once. Maddox still hasn't lost to him. That was they wrestled like 6 times. That was the only close one. But Maddox fucking won by 1 point, and he was not happy. And I'm like, dude, your buddy's getting good.
Started.
He wrestles with you every day. You know?
Well, yeah, and that's he's taking the knowledge. Maddox is open,
but they're like best
open.
buds. Like they love hanging out. So Maddox is spending the night at his house. Cool, Ayla's her older sister, and she's good. She took 6th at state this year, and it was her first year.
See, I just like that about Maddox is like you start talking about stuff like that, and he just gets so locked in.
Yeah,
like he's just like yes, and like I was like, you want me to take you down, and he just like at Azriel's birthday party.
Yeah, the fucking 60 people that showed up.
Dude, he wanted me to pitch to him so bad, and I'm like, dude, I'll pitch to you forever, brother. Like, yeah, hell yeah. And he goes, and I go, and I'm like I'm gonna shoot for a leg, and he just goes, he just gets locked up, and I'm like, no, I'm just messing with you.
He's pretty strong too. I fuck with him like that too, and he got me into a headlock the other day, which is one of his. He does those gator rolls really well.
Yeah.
Dude, he can fuck. He holds a tight headlock.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
he's got it. He knows exactly where he needs to go.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, okay, well, calm down a little bit. I don't want to die.
So we were talking about that on. We were golfing today, and we were talking about Jeff's like, because Jeff's notorious for getting pissed and breaking clubs. They're talking about this one time. He just bent this whole club.
What?
Yeah, dude, in Hawaii, like he
just Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he Hulk Hogan the club in Hawaii. I guess he fucking. This is the most badass story ever. He first he broke his shoe, his golf shoe, like broke. The whole sole came off swinging, so he had to go get more shoes because you needed shoes on this Hawaiian golf course. They're all there for a wedding, all of his buddies, and so he threw like an expensive ass club up into a tree, and he was pissed off. And some kid climbed up there and got the club, and Jeff's like, "Yeah, you can have it." But anyways,
wait, they were his clubs?
Yeah, they're his clubs. But
he's in Hawaii. He shipped his clubs.
Oh no, okay. So that story might not be the Hawaii story. The shoe story was in Hawaii.
Damn,
so now that you're saying that, I think they did rent clubs in Hawaii. But so that was another story.
I was thinking, like,
that was a different story.
The logistics of this story. Could you imagine? You're gonna break it in Hawaii.
Yeah, dude. Fucking. But anyways,
break it a normal one.
We were talking about how like Maddox, like he's such an intense competitor that like when I take him golfing. And he like hits it bad. He like fucking is pissed off. Like he's some professional. Like dude, you're 8. Like it's so funny to see him get so upset about golf. Of all things,
mad.
He's like, oh, I'm just hitting bad right now.
Like he just struck out. Like he took 3 swings.
Yeah, I don't do that, Jessica. I have a great attitude at all times.
Robert's never displayed that.
Jessica, this is not a serious podcast. Don't give me parenting advice.
No, dude. That's the best thing is like he.
Well, I need to stop golfing bad when he's playing with me. Then I guess.
Yeah, Maddox. How dare you? How dare you be in the presence?
No, I've never thrown a club or been upset like that. The only thing I've ever really done is just been kind of in a shitty mood for a couple holes, and then I hit a good one, and I'm like, okay, that was fun. It sucks because all my friends have been golfing since they were young, and I just started this year. So I've caught up quick, but I'm still like not as good as him. So I'm like, fuck, every time I'm like, damn it, I'm trying to be good, and I just not, but I don't know.
I guess you could equate that to like gaming.
Gaming.
You know, somebody's just better than you, and you can't fucking
gaming
deal
sucks
with it.
because like I was able to get good at golf.
Yeah. Well, and it's you out there.
And in golf, everyone's like, "Hey, buddy, you can do it. Just take your time. They slowly swing down. They're throwing out advice. And in a game, the guy's like, "You fucking suck, pussy."
No, well, just imagine you're doing good.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker just outplays you, and then he goes, "You're doing great, buddy."
Dude.
Fuck you. You just want to hit him.
Dude, when I fucking shot that, I thought I got my first kill in Apex. I was like, yeah! And it was a Mirage. That was so devastating.
And that's me, actually, right there is Mirage.
Yeah.
That's, honestly, dude, like, the only reason I played Mirage is because that voice actor, he's just the coolest fucking dude you could imagine.
Oh, what's his name? Give him a shout out.
I don't remember. Actually, I have a terrible memory.
I don't remember. Shout out, brother. Fucking love your work.
No, he plays Kyle Crane on Dying Light. Just a bunch of people.
Oh, the video game?
Yeah. Okay. He's just a cool dude. Like, in general, like, I've seen a lot of people go to, like, the signings, where you go and you see.
Speaking of that, I met Goku.
Yeah, at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's the one that gave me the tattoo.
Goku gave you a tattoo?
No, I'm just kidding. I would have had him sign his name or something, dude.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I had Goku give me a...
But it just says Goku. No, if real Goku was there, he would I would make him, I don't know, spirit bomb me or something, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, kill me now. Or absorb my spirit.
Make me a sin, please.
Just simping over Saiyans.
Yeah.
Fucking Saiyans rule, dude.
Oh, dude, that's funny as hell.
God, dude. I always just wish there was a part of my life, and I remember it was when I was really young. But like when I thought, like, there is a possibility
that
I could get superpowers someday.
Yeah, you could just go Saiyan.
Yeah,
like, you just get so mad that you're like, it could be right now.
Dude,
and you're like,
honestly,
it didn't happen actually.
Yeah, honestly, dude, and it sucks because that time in your life where you realize you're not going to get superpowers is when you're getting arrested.
You get so depressed. You're just
you're like, fuck, I'm raging right now and no one can see my awesome power, dude. Like, they're fucking strip searching
That actually happened to me, dude. Dude, like, the first time I got, like, way too drunk.
You were like...
No, just, it was a Fireball, which is to no surprise, I imagine, to anybody.
Fire.
But, I was, like, 18, 17 or 18. yeah.
No, we talk a lot about the terrible tragedies of underage drinking.
Oh yeah,
on this podcast, we're pretty serious about that.
No, it is. You definitely shouldn't drink.
Yeah, but anyways, finish up your story.
So I was way too drunk, and everybody was trying to just, because I was just being crazy. I was just like, I'm standing out there trying to do like kung fu moves. I've never once done kung fu. I don't even know how to spell kung fu.
You're not even in a kung fu movie.
No, I don't even have whatever belt they give you the first time. Nobody's even thought about giving me.
Yeah, his pants are sagging, bro. He's got no belt.
Yeah, exactly. And so like people like hold me down. Taryn was holding me down because I'm just way too drunk and I'm just
this is where it turned gay.
Ridiculous. No. Well, he is
Happy
cute.
Pride Month, fags.
But
no, we love the gays here.
No, and he's like holding me down. He's like, dude, I would be holding you, and I'm just waiting because we called the cops because we were called the ambulance first, and then they have to respond with that. So he's like, dude, like I tried to hold you down, and you just kept doing these weird like little bursts, like you said, like wait until I get my time to like, and then he's like, you would do nothing after that.
Oh,
you would get this little and then nothing would happen. And he's like, I was really hard not to laugh, and I was like,
break out of this, I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna break these cuffs, like, and then so the cops get me. As soon as the cops got there, I was just like, hey, like they were my friends, like showing up to pick me up. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And they had to take me to the hospital because they have to when a situation like that is called.
Yeah, it's very serious.
You get taken to the padded room, and the cop was super cool because he was telling me, he stayed there, and he goes, dude, I was telling him that I was like a secret agent, like I'm trained in like sniping.
Dude,
and
did
like
somebody
I'm just
roofie you?
no, my brain was just going. I must have watched like 24 or something, that show where like yeah, like
it's 1:30 p.m. dude.
I'm a secret agent actually, and they're like, no, you're not. You're a 17-year-old kid who's out of shape. You're not a secret agent.
Dude, that show always fucking was so intense.
What is it? What's the one? Cody Banks, Secret Agent Cody Banks.
Oh, less serious.
That's probably what was in my head, where I'm just like,
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz, dude.
Yeah, actually, boys, I'm Cody Banks.
Dude, okay,
like,
our parents
actually not.
Honestly, that family's kind of like our family. Like, we used to watch that as a family and be like, "Oh, that's us."
Hey, mom and dad, did you know I'm a secret agent? And they're like, "No, you failed fucking third grade algebra."
Dude, you remember? The reason you got so good is most likely, remember when you were little and you'd be acting a fool?
Yeah.
And mom, it started with Uncle Billy Bob, fucking started it. But mom and dad, like, adopted it, and they basically get on the phone, like, we're calling security.
Yeah, we're calling security.
Jarett would be like, no, call security. We're like in the middle. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere at elk camp, and security's gonna come detain this fella.
They're already on the way.
Yeah, dude, you're like, fuck no security, dude. Dad's like, yep, no, they're coming, dude.
You know what broke it though? You know what broke it is like the first time I realized that you weren't worried about it. I'm like,
I never was worried about it.
Well, no, you didn't show.
Honestly, sometimes I kind of played into it.
I'm stressing. I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, there's security coming.
Yeah,
and they're gonna take me out of wherever we're currently at.
Yeah, so you were probably 7. I was probably around 10, 11-ish. So I knew.
So you were done. Yeah, that was already over for you.
Well, I knew our parents were too broke to afford security, dude. I'm like, there ain't no fucking security coming out here. You know what the travel would be to get out to the desert? It's 2.5 hours from Bend. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
You're like writing it down. You're like, do you guys? Who's your budget manager? Like, are you guys dealing with
this? Are you
this
guys
right
even
now?
paying taxes?
Yeah. Is that just a write-off?
Yeah,
what are the taxes on this?
You know, like, it's hilarious that so many people I know, dude, are like hardcore Republicans and like, we need to cut waste and shit, you know, and like, I voted for Trump, but I'm like in the middle. But maybe a little leaning right now. Sometimes I lean a little left. Just depends on the mood.
Like the Eiffel Tower, kind of.
Dude, the fucking, like, so many people are like, yeah. And I'm like, bro, aren't you on, like, food stamps? And, like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute.
Like, yeah, like, you realize what happens. Like, you're going to have to go work.
Yeah. I actually didn't vote, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you fucking demon, dude.
But
What's wrong with
mainly because
God,
I like the middle ground, dude. I like to just
no
be like,
felonies, and you didn't cast a vote, dude.
Yeah, no felonies.
What a waste.
Which is kind of weird.
Every time someone that's not a felon doesn't get to vote, we should do a lottery, and a random felon.
Oh, we should all get $25 a piece.
Well, for voting?
No. Every time somebody that doesn't have a felony votes.
No. What I'm saying is every time that someone who doesn't have a felony, they're a legal citizen, they have the right to vote, and they don't vote, we should do a lottery where all the felons' names are in there, and like if their name gets called, they get to take that guy's vote.
Oh, shit. That's actually pretty
Just
cool.
throw a little spice into the mix right now with everything going on right now. Honestly, we're actually going.
That would be the coolest radio show ever.
It's
if you
not
think
quite
about it.
Hunger
You just hear like ding, 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 ding. Samantha, you're voting for Cregan. His father was a KKK member.
She's at Deer Creek.
What's your vote? And she's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was a rough one to start with.
God, dude, in prison, like, just throw all the prisons in, dude. And, like, if you're in, like, a worse prison, you get, like, a couple names in. Yeah.
It's just a hat. And not even a good
it's seriously low budget as fuck.
Yeah,
Dude, Trump's just like, all right, David Crockett from Juarez, Mexico. It looks like you get to take this vote from Ridge Creek, El Paso.
I like to vote for Harris.
I'm not a citizen. It's okay, bud. You're in prison. Just vote.
Just say a B or a T.
We need more tortillas in here, please.
He's like,
we'll bring tortillas. I love Mexican people. I'm married to one, so don't call the cops on me. Jesus Christ.
Well, they wouldn't call the cops. They'd call us.
My Jessica's like, do it.
Yeah. I think if ICE come, they'd take you.
No, they would. They'd be like, this fucking European.
He can speak more Spanish than everybody in the house.
Dude, I seriously though, like, I love Mexican people. I love their food. I love their culture. But like, don't destroy stuff. Waving a Mexican flag that like doesn't look good for your cause, but like that looks like, hey, we need to get this guy out of the country.
I don't think anybody I think that's just somebody who is like 20 years old.
Oh no,
it's say like 18 to 20.
It's just
anarchist. Just like, I like breaking shit.
Dude, it's and they're literally every immigrant I know is like, what the fuck, dude? It makes them look bad. It's literally just all the young people that just go to cause havoc whenever a situation like this. They hijack the situation and they make it crazy, and then one party blows it up because they use it against them. It's happened to both parties, dude. Like it's sad. The state. I've been watching Ken Burns, the Civil War documentary, just because
Civil War documentary.
I was watching it, dude. I was watching.
Which side are you on?
I'm kind of feeling for both sides. Like they do a good job of showing. I don't obviously the slavery part, but General Lee was actually like anti-slavery. Yeah. Like, the only reason he got offered command of the Union Army right off the bat, Abraham Lincoln offered it to him, but Virginia had just declared independence, and he felt his civic duty to Virginia, his home state, because that's where he's from, to fight for them. They weren't even like part of the Confederacy yet. That was just the Virginia Army.
What a time to be alive, to where you're just like, these are my opinions, but I live in a spot where I just feel this way.
You should watch this Ken Burns shit, dude. Like they have diaries from a Confederate soldier and a Union soldier that go all the way through the war. They were almost at every battle, and like on both sides, they lived through the whole thing.
Which is insane.
Yeah, I'm on like episode 9. They're each like an hour and a half long. Jessica caught me watching it, and then she's like, did you see it? Because I bought it on her account. It was 1997. I fucking bought the whole series.
There were battles in that war
Dude.
where there was literally, I can't remember the exact number because I don't know if it's.
Dude, battles
accurate,
where like 50,000
but it
people
would
died.
be well. There were battles where there were only like 6,000 or 7,000 on each side, where like 200 lived on this side and 800 lived on this side.
Yeah, dude.
And they just stopped killing each other and just walked away. Like they were like, "Holy shit, we just killed."
One would
There's
retreat.
mountains.
They would call it holding the line.
Basically,
and
yeah.
basically, once one would retreat, they
Which
won
is a
that
verbal
battle.
thing. Like they're like, we're going this way,
dude.
You guys killed all of us.
Well, the craziest fucking thing is
And
at the beginning of the war, there were so many times when the fucking Union Army could have just ended it, and George McClellan was leading it for Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln he just kept saying, "I need more soldiers. I need more," and so he had like fucking 150,000 soldiers in his one army. And he still didn't attack when they like split forces. He still didn't attack. Lincoln was like, attack. And this guy's like, nope, I need more soldiers. And the war just went on. They ended up losing. It wasn't until like they fucking, honestly, Ulysses S. Grant's kind of a psychopath, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking was like everyone like knew when they were with him in charge that they were fighting no matter what. Like, there was no like the caution.
Just like Stockton Rush.
Yeah,
That brings me to
Stockton
one of my
Rush.
favorite.
Except for Ulysses S. Grant won the war and then ended up becoming president. And then Stockton Rush imploded in his own fucking arrogance.
That's the mindset. Well, just imagine, you know, like that reminds me of my favorite joke from Shane Gillis, where he's talking about where he's like, he's just standing. He's 6'2" and he's got fake teeth. He's standing over on the other side of the river. Who's gonna come across?
Yeah.
There's a confidence that probably won a lot of stuff back then, especially back then.
Dude, it was literally 50-50. Like a lot of these generals were fucking like Lee was notorious for like walking back and forth in front line during battle, not even watching the military, giving speeches, and he said that if he showed no fear, his men would have no fear.
Yeah.
And
imagine him just well, I mean we wouldn't be talking about him, but imagine him just just getting domed.
blown the fuck up, dude, yeah.
And then half the people would be like, whoa.
Dude, the way that these guys wrote back to their families, be like, I took 3 bullets today. One broke through my ear, came in my mouth and went out my ear.
Well, back then they would shoot indiscriminately. They're not aiming at anything. They're just shooting at a direction.
And that was like when the first rifles were starting to come out. Like, so the bullets would just shatter bones. And so they would have to amputate legs and shit, dude.
They'd be just shooting. They're like, we're shooting south today.
Yeah.
And they just shoot that direction, and they're like, how far away are they?
They built these ugly-ass metal fucking ships that were like half submerged with a turret on it, and it just fucked up the whole fleet of the Confederates, dude. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah. No, dude, but it's cool. I don't know. I was watching it with Matt. I was trying to get Maddox to watch it. I was trying to get the whole family to. And then Maddox is like, Dad, why are you watching this? I'm like, well, after I'm done with this, everyone in the house is taking a test, and whoever scores the best gets free ice cream.
Gets $5.
I'm gonna fucking get the best score on
He's
that
like,
test.
$5? That's like $200.
Dude, I'll have to have AI. Write me up a test.
It would be like, how many pixels were
Which side had the most computers? None? I don't care.
How many African Americans fought on which side?
Yeah,
like, whoa, calm down.
Dude, they didn't like they like were so the Union was like, we don't want black people fighting on our side, and then it got to the point where it was like the end of the war. They needed them, and Lincoln, honestly, from like this one historian lady on there, she said that the soldiers, it like helped end a lot of racism between them because
they're like, wait a minute,
when you see a guy just fucking reacting this way heroic on the battlefield when everyone's in the middle of hell, you're like, fuck, that's a human, dude.
I mean,
but
like
it's kind of a crazy time. Like, Lincoln was a badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's crazy?
Well, whoever was advising him,
dude, Lincoln did a lot of the shit that Trump's doing, that everyone like ignoring the courts and shit, dude. He literally, the Supreme Court, because he ended habeas corpus, and he took like full command of the military and shit, and the National Guard.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court was like, you can't fucking do this, and he just straight up ignored them. And like, they didn't think he was going to win that election.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm the best.
Yeah. No.
And then they're like, actually, we can't argue.
Well, you listen to Lincoln's diaries, and they're like, he was a heartfelt
Did he have
man,
an
dude.
advisor?
He literally, he's a president.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but like
this guy gets no credit. He's got to be.
Dude,
he's got to be goated.
But like, think about this, dude. Like, everyone hated him by the time the war was like getting to the midterm
and
election,
everybody wanted to kill him
because the war was going on. But he held the country together. You know what I mean? And like, he had compassion and shit. As far like when he read his documentary or his diary reports. They're like reading them and shit. He's like hates that he has to kill all these fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I feel that we're in the midst of evil, and like I'm like, holy fuck. People used to think so much more like passionately back then. We're just like, yeah, that guy's fucking lame. Yeah, like, but you know,
which is weird to say.
They were eloquent.
That was
dude,
their logic.
Even in their thoughts were like eloquent as fuck.
Yeah, life was a lot different back then. Like actual like like life was just different. Like you didn't think about life like, oh, I'm gonna live forever and I'm gonna have grandchildren and children and children and grandkids and
you live to like be like 36. It was like
I'm gonna do this because I want people to live to be 34 years old. You know, like
let's raise that life expectancy.
I'm 28. I'm at the end of my life, and I want everybody.
Dude, I'm 33. I'm like there, bro.
I'll be 30 in 2 months.
I always thought though, like that people aged quicker back then too, like. But you know, like you like 90. You look 90 at 42. You're like, oh,
dude, imagine how hard life was. Like, imagine sleeping in like a comfortable bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably didn't do that back then.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it was comfortable for them.
That's good for your posture.
Yeah.
You know
I bet they had better posture too.
Yeah,
I bet they were just like, hey, dude, you know, I know plants go to the sun. I'm going to go to the sun.
Well, I heard it on Matt and Shane's secret podcast that if you're gay, you have better posture. So
so that makes sense.
They were all secret gays, dude. That's why they wanted to keep their slaves.
It makes sense why I only have good posture on the weekend.
The South was all gay, dude.
I tried to wink, but I double blinked.
You can't take my boy away.
You can't take my boy.
No. You know what's sad?
That's my straight back.
The slaves all got freed. The slaves all got freed, and the war ended. I haven't got there in the documentary yet. I just remember this from high school, and wait,
why is that sad?
Well, no, it's sad because after the war ended, years went by, and slaves didn't even know they were free.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, dude.
They didn't have TV, or radio.
Yeah, I know. And if like a traveling slave's like, hey, we're free. They fucking killed that people.
Yeah.
The South is.
That's Django Unchained.
That's why we don't have to feel any remorse because we were living up here.
True.
In Oregon, dude, it was wild.
We were on the right side of history.
Yeah, we literally
unintentionally.
Honestly, like our family wasn't even over here yet.
Probably not.
Well, I think some of the Bordens were.
Yeah.
I think the Bordens were, but like Robbie's side, they weren't over here. They're all immigrants in
they came over on the Mayflower and shit?
No, they came over in like the end of the 1800s, early 1900s.
Oh, so they were still on the East Coast.
They were like World War.
Maybe not even over there.
They were like around the World War One, between like the War of 1812. Like.
Well, you gotta think. So like
after the Civil War to the World War One, somewhere in that period.
Yeah, how long it took them? So they'd have to get there, and then get established enough to pay for excursion to go literally across the country into uncharted,
Speaking of that, 1923 pretty much shows what happens if you're a woman, dude. That was unnecessarily brutal, dude.
No, super bad. That was terrible. They
just froze to death driving. Like,
how many? Yeah,
get a better
they're
heater,
the nicest people to exist probably back then.
We're British. We'll do anything.
Yeah,
fucking British people. They're so nice.
Well, and you gotta
I'm just kidding. They're not. They're actually like dicks. I heard.
Well, and you got to think your family. That side, not just your family, but that side.
What do you mean by that side?
would have been in 1923. They would have been the German ones.
No, I only had 7% German. I was 83.6% Irish. Okay.
Oh, Irish.
I'm mostly victim.
So you motherfuckers were building railroads and shit.
We were out there with the Chinese brethren, dude.
You had some homies out.
Like what a group, dude. China Hatmen and fucking Irish people.
I wonder what that was like. Why aren't there any movies on that?
Yeah, right. Like
there's no movies that happen.
You need to make an unlikely movie about an unlikely friendship between a Chinaman and an Irishman.
Yeah.
And they fucking it's their journey building the railroad.
So here's a good one. Like, have you seen that King Kong movie?
No.
With where that guy lands, they're in World War, and they both land on the island.
Oh yeah, with the lady in the white dress,
and they become best friends. And it's the one. It's
I haven't seen that one.
John C. Reilly.
I haven't seen that one yet.
They land and they're both.
Is it Mighty Joe Young?
No, they land and it's the World War, so they're like, oh, we have to kill each other. They both shoot and miss, and then they become best friends. And then another group comes on and lands, and they're like telling the story about the
These
the
gays.
animals that.
These gays are on this fucking island, the product of their child.
No, but imagine
Calm.
that being like in the U.S. You know, like this Asian guy and this Irish guy. You know, and they just become best friends. They're supposed to hate each other.
Oh, hey,
probably,
take a drink of my sake.
Yeah. He's like, sucky what? No, and just that would be such a culture shock, I feel like, for somebody back then who's Irish.
I bet they probably didn't.
To meet a Japanese person. And then,
Chinese person. They're not same.
Same but different.
Different. Same but different.
And then they got to work together to build a railroad. You're like, what do you?
Dude, well, okay, I will say in the Civil War, we do got to take a little culpability of this. Though my family wasn't here yet, the Irish that were here were kind of pissed off about the freeing of the slaves. Not necessarily that they're free, but because now they were competing with black people for the lowest jobs, and like they were taking. It was like they're taking our jobs. God damn.
They're taking our jobs, don't you?
And Abraham Lincoln did the first ever draft. His first time doing the draft, he made a draft. And the Irish people were pissed because like rich people could buy their way out of it. You pay $300 and you could avoid the draft.
Did they have Irish slaves or they
no?
Just
But
have
the Irish people did the shit work. The Irish were like the first Mexicans, dude.
So they just paid them. So they just paid them nothing.
Yeah, they paid them practically nothing to like fucking clean their shit, dude.
Which is crazy.
Empty their chamber pots.
Why?
Because Irish.
Okay, I'm saying this because I want to know. But why didn't they become slaves also?
The Irish people, they had like indentured slavery, dude. Yeah,
because they were
Irish people were constantly slaves back in the Viking era and shit. But they were kind of after that.
Yeah, I know that.
There became a census that they had to be paid, but it was like dirt shit.
Yeah, but so here, have you ever seen that show? There's a show about it. It's a bunch of Irish people, and they have like. They called them like sponsors. Where
we're like the Jews of Northern Europe. This is the
one guy, and they talk to this one guy, and he gets everybody paid.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that, like he's making all the money, and these people are working for literally nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty much like how it is at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the owner's all fucking rolling in his fucking Bentley.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, my check's $300.
And then he's still mad that his sausage McMuffin didn't have double cheese on it.
Dude, so the people that own the McDonald's is here, the Rodbys, we went to school with them.
Yeah.
Dude, they had like the McDonald's shit in the house to cook in McDonald's. I never got. I was at the party, but I didn't spend the night. And Forrest spent the night, and he woke up. And they were like making sausage McMuffins in the kitchen and shit.
Really?
He's all hungover.
Damn, they're indentured in
that would be dope, dude. Yeah, well, his dad, Paul Rodby, he started off just working at McDonald's, and he went through college and everything like that. And he ended up getting out of college, and he ended up buying a McDonald's. Now he has like 6.
Holy
He's fucking loaded, dude. His son golfed for Hawaii.
God, what a good choice, because he could have bought a Blockbuster.
Yeah, you could do. He probably was thinking about it. He was like, God, Blockbuster's killing it right now.
Yeah, at that time, he was probably like...
Do you see they have video games now?
Yeah. They're like...
Blockbuster's the future, dude.
They also have corn. He's like, corn.
You remember when Netflix first came out? It wasn't even like streaming. You just ordered DVDs from it online.
A lot of people don't, but I feel like we did because we were poor.
Yeah, free 99.
Free 99. No, and
we ordered a long time. We keep it.
When that stuff came, I'm pretty sure we got the first not Devil's Rejects. The Hills Have Eyes in. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we
fucked up for showing us some of this shit.
Yeah.
Remember.
And Eric was at the end of the couch, and Dad snuck around the house.
We watched terrifying movies with our parents together for the first time.
Yeah,
our parents didn't pre-watch it.
Traumatizing.
We rented Hills Have Eyes, kids. You guys ready to watch this?
Yeah. Hey, this is gonna be a good family movie. I'm sure it's wholesome.
God, I remember vividly wanting to not be there. I was like,
oh yeah. God, and then you're like, dude, this is badass. And then they die.
Those movies that terrified the shit out of me as a kid, I can't even watch as an adult. Because I fucking PTSD, dude.
Dude, it's the jump scare. I am not afraid of a movie.
Yeah.
But I hate knowing that something's coming, but not knowing when it's coming.
Yeah, well,
you're like, I know it's coming, and then it gets you, and you're like, I didn't think that was when it was going to do it.
Honestly, we're kind of big boys too, so it's probably not good on our heart.
Yeah, no, and your heart just starts. You're like, let me get a Twinkie out of the fridge real quick.
Okay, I pissed myself. It's because I had a child out my dick.
Well, and see, I've had no children, and that might just be poor decisions.
Have sagging dick, bro. Sagging dick syndrome.
A good callback to poor decisions, though.
Dude. Yeah, no, I'm I'm getting a vasectomy, and Cody got his, and he told me Cody got his, and he said it didn't hurt at all, but he was like, I feel like my balls sag more now though, like it's detached. I'm just like gonna go get it snipped and come out. Hey guys, how you doing?
I feel like it's detached,
Yeah,
bro. That's exactly what they do.
Dude, look at this thing. It's got. Let me see.
That is.
Wait.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the We're Not Serious podcast.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like one of those Rick and Morty commercials. The interdimensional.
Oh, gee, Rick, I don't know. I'm not really feeling this right now.
It's two brothers and they're on a couch with a coffee cup.
2 boys, 1 cup.
That's oh now hey man, you just show yourself with the door. You said there was only an acceptable amount of acid in this. Fuck, bro, that's way too much acid, dude. I just stuck Jesus. You sound black, brother.
What is this? Oh, way too. Yeah, fuck that.
What kind of voices are there? I didn't even know that. This also be misconstrued as a black man voice. So that's when I walked in and I saw her. She was grabbing all the money and there was blood on the ground.
Alright, that might just be my actual voice.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta get back to the...
Bro. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, I'm back.
Shit. Yeah, I get
That was a good little. I'd never tried all those. I'm like, how do you fucking turn it off, dude?
Turn it off. Turn it off. He's saying the N-word.
Not the buttons, not the gumdrop buttons. You're a monster.
You're talking to my boy all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
Do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron. This is the part of the show where we just quote really bad 2000s movies.
Oh god, I got the poo on me.
He's all eating. Dude, our parents took us to see Joe Dirt in the theaters. That was one of the rare times we got to go to the. Our parents totally saw that commercial. Oh, Joe Dirt, we need to go see that one.
Oh, dude. Do you remember that movie?
It was so. We thought it was hilarious. That changed our life for a little bit.
Oh no, that was good.
Yeah,
because
it really shaped our sense of humor.
We taught you how to not piss on a fire.
It shaped the seed within me to become a man.
Like if you piss on a fire, you have like a 33% chance to catch on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of oil, but
you may have won the war, or won the battle.
But I won the war.
No. Remember that movie Drive? No, it was Sex Drive or something like that. With
oh yeah, with the guy that died from Whitest Kid You Know. They fucking they Epsteined him.
Was
dude.
he in that?
Whitest Kid You Know? He's the
I know the main guy from Whitest Kid. Yeah.
With the long hair. Yeah, he. Oh no, I'm thinking of the one.
This one
where,
has Seth
where
Green
he wakes up and she's in the Playboy magazine.
No.
Which one's Sex Drive?
This one's the one with Seth Green where he's the mechanic, and
like the Amish?
Yeah, the Amish. He goes, oh man, thank you so much for fixing my ride.
Oh yeah, we had nothing better to do.
It's great that I know how to do that.
Yeah, you're
and he goes, dude, yeah, that probably would have been pretty expensive. And he goes, yeah, that's pretty cool that we had all the parts and we knew what we were doing. And he's like, yeah, so thanks. He goes,
oh, see ya.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Have a good day.
Just come back when you know. He goes, is there something wrong? And he's like, yeah, no, we just like doing it. We do this stuff for free. We love doing it, actually.
Dude, Jessica got into a period. She watched all the Breaking Amish shows.
No, I had to stop watching it.
She went through 3 shows before she stopped watching it.
Because they have a thing, Rumspringer, right? Rumspringer.
Well, no, basically the original people they left the Amish and they didn't go back, and then now they help other kids leave the Amish, but they're all fucking kind of. Let's just say I think most of them are on the same spectrum that they are on Love on the spectrum.
Hey, wait a minute. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah, dude.
Those are some of the smoothest motherfuckers that I've ever seen. No, I love those people.
Dude, Jessica always she'll be watching it and they're so romantic and she's like, why don't you do that for me? And I'm like, because I'm not on the fucking spectrum. Dude.
Yeah, you don't also have autism.
Like,
No,
I
dude,
mean, I might, but I've
the
got the
best love-
dickhead type of autism where I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck this guy.
No, I honestly, after watching a bunch of that, I honestly feel like just the most pure best love is just two people that have autism that are just like,
yeah, dude.
one guy, and he's just like, I love you so much, and she's like, are we getting cookies? And then he says exactly what he feels, and she feels it, but she's like, I also want cookies. Like right now, I love you so much.
Yeah, I can't believe you. They're like stoners.
No, really, they are like
when I bring home cookies from the store, or Jessica brings home a snack.
You're like, oh my
she's
god.
like, oh my god. She literally does that face.
We were in the same wavelength right
She's
there.
Like, I really love you right now.
Yeah. And that's the best part is because it's just so unapologetically just like they're just
thoughtful.
like. They're just like, I love you. And they're like, I love everything but what you just said, but I love that also. They're like, what are you talking about? Because I want to go dance. And then they go, and then the next scene, it's them dancing.
They literally,
and
their conversations are like Theo Vaughn's mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where it's just like, I knew a guy who built balloon giraffes that also was a pedophile. And then they were like...
Christopher Walken? Hey, could you build me a giraffe, please?
One that's underage. Preferably.
I need an underage giraffe.
Oh my God.
Please.
No, dude, I love that. I think I started watching that because of a TikTok where they started talking about that. And it was just like, I see these two people, and I'm almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man.
Yeah, come on, man, Jarett. Yeah. Good for you, buddy. You made it.
For like 5, yeah, good for you.
We're an hour. We got like 30 more minutes.
For like 5 minutes, I'm just like watching this TikTok of Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
And this guy's showing they're at a zoo or something, and she's looking at the animals. She's like, these are so great. These are so fun. And he's just like, I'm so nervous because I really just, like her so much. And I'm like, dude, you were every man to ever exist. This is hilarious.
Dude, we were watching the first one, dude. Like the one kid, we were just cracking up because he just kept going, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm sorry. And, over and over again. And then she was like getting drunk. She's like, oh, he's so adorable. I love him. And then she spent the whole night making out with him. And then the next day she called him up. I was like, I don't think it's working out. I was like, what? I thought you liked me.
Hey.
I felt for my man, dude. I'm like, dude, I swear that's how it happens. You gotta get, she can't consent when she's drinking, you set yourself up. But he's like, how did he navigate that? He's on the spectrum. He doesn't know the rules.
They probably got a chart.
Yeah, somebody's filming them. They're like, hey, just keep letting them make out.
Yeah, we'll look away while they're making out.
It's kind of exploitive
because we're kind of exploiting these people.
Oh, quick shout out, Baxter's Auto Parts of Redmond. I don't know where the fuck I got your coffee cup from.
But you can always get auto parts.
You can always get auto parts. I think I bought one thing there in my life. I'm such a shithead. I always go to the big places.
All the better ones?
Yeah, well, they have everything. I'm like, fuck, dude, if you could just have like a link to some Chinese parts.
You just, if you don't have it,
some
I know
Chinese parts for my American-made car.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheaper. There's no tariffs on these, please.
Yeah, no tariffs, please. Oh, shit. Okay, so I wanted to talk real quick. The coolest fact that I learned about the Civil War, though.
Oh, yeah?
Sideburns were invented in the Civil War.
Damn.
There was a general in the Union Army, and his name was General Burnside.
How much more on the nose could you be?
Think about it. It wasn't on the nose because they weren't invented yet.
No, it was on the side of your face.
Yeah, dude, he had his sideburns were like this. They went to here, and then it went up into his mustache.
Did somebody sneeze?
And it went like that, so it was all one thing. And dude, it looks badass. I think I might do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's really what the sideburn is, dude. Take it back to 18. Yeah, and he was on the good side.
What if it was because somebody that had that cut got half of his face blown off?
No,
he actually.
He had a mouth, dude.
You know what? We're going to name this after you,
You know what drives me nuts?
You had an ultimate sacrifice.
You know what drives me nuts is voice recording or video didn't come out for 10 or 15 years after Lincoln died. So you missed all having him recorded by this much, That would
my
have been fucking.
God,
I was
right?
all like going through the rabbit hole. I'm like, there's got to be a link in recording. There's not even invented yet.
He probably, even if they had pictures, he probably wasn't smiling.
They have a ton of pictures. of
Yeah, but
Lincoln.
they weren't smiling pictures. Remember the 1,000 Ways to Die in the West? Like, why are you smiling? You look
like
insane. What is going on here?
Possessed?
I don't want to watch this at
This
all.
is American West, dude. No
Yeah.
one's happy.
Yeah, no. Didn't you get bit by 3 rattlesnakes this morning? We all did.
Yeah, in that one part where he's like, I went to the dentist for a toothache. He told me, you know what he told me? I need
ear nail.
I need a nail in my ear. Oh, fuck, dude.
Dude, that's one of the Seth MacFarlane's probably and Seth agreed, and they're because Seth
If you have Seth,
then-
you're gonna be funny.
Yeah, and Seth
except for this
Green-
one kid that was a juvenile delinquent that I knew.
Yeah, he did drugs.
He was kind of funny though.
Well, he did the wrong drugs because if he did the right drugs, we would probably have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know what kind of drugs he did. He was just a delinquent. Dude, there's just
a lot of the bad ones
I did
probably.
a lot of the bad ones. So how'd that softball game go?
Softball game?
Yeah, the one I missed because I was fucking working on Thursday.
Dude, it was great. I had a pretty good buzz too. So
Yeah, I
it
know.
was
Jarett, Jessica told me she's like,
So
your
I
brother's
just-
podcasting night because he was drunk.
I just left my job. I was doing a little bit of roofing and shit.
Roofing
I had
for
my-
a concrete man. That's interesting.
I had my jeans on, and luckily my cleats I had my tactical cleats because they were in my truck, so they're always ready to go.
What does tactical cleats mean? Like
They're just ready to go.
yeah. So like
They're there. They're regular cleats, but they were in
like if
tactical
Canada
mode.
fucked around, you throw those bad boys on, and they're saying
Yeah,
sorry.
well, if Canada fucked around, I would just go give them all hugs. 'Cause,
oh, we're sorry.
yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah, keep going about your cleats.
But no, so I didn't know how because I haven't played softball.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of leg workouts, pouring concrete, and
I walk 1,000.
I hit a good one, and I was running fast. I mean, I'm sure it was fast for me, but everybody's like, "Holy shit! I didn't know what you could do in your jeans." And I was like, "Dude, these add 2 horsepower." And they're like,
these are work jeans.
I was like, "Dude, if I got 3 horsepower and I had 2, that's 60%."
Yeah,
Like, I was
and
like, "We're cooking."
Plus, my tactical cleats.
Yeah, my tactical.
They make all the
you
right
see it?
steps,
and it was
dude.
raining, so there was traction. It
Ooh,
wasn't
yeah.
raining
It was.
too much.
It was like the summer rain.
Yeah, it was perfect.
I was working in it. I worked till like 9:30 that night. It's bullshit.
Every other time I ran after that was considerably slower. Like
Yeah.
it was just like, is he moving? Like, holy, what's going on here? But then I was pitching. We had bases loaded.
Yeah.
We were up like 27-3 probably, and we had bases
so you
loaded.
guys just beat the shit out of them.
But they were cool, dude. It was so much
They're
fun.
like,
They
thanks
were,
for kicking our ass, guys.
yeah,
We
they
just
were
were
so
happy to be
nice
here.
about it. Yeah, they were having such a good time. I mean, so were we because we were just
Kicking their ass.
destroying them.
These
but,
fucking lames, dude.
and Jessica gets up there, bases loaded with 2 outs.
She
and
said she hit both times.
She hit a perfect hit right over third base,
Yeah.
and it just dropped because they were all playing in because they're sexist.
She does that, dude. She does that. With that
Dude,
year we won the
she
championship
cooked
for the
them.
Love Gloves. That year we won the championship, they would
Yeah,
scoot
yeah.
up every single time on her, and she'd fucking hit it over their
Yeah.
heads, just right into the outfield.
Yeah,
It's fucking
just
base
cooking
hit.
them.
Yeah.
Just what? Like, come
She's
on,
like
guys.
she came
it's
with a bat and she's swinging.
Yeah, and I think on that she almost scored 3. The person on first could have scored just because Blair was up, but they're like,
It was probably Jarett.
we're up 30. I was pitching, but we're up 30, so maybe we don't just. And then we did, and then we just tacked it on. It was just relentless.
Yeah, after Jessica gets a monster hit, you gotta fucking.
Oh no!
you gotta make it worth it.
So we were gonna. That was the only game we played, and that was the only game they played. And we're like, "Do we play another inning?" And they thought about it for a second, and they're like, "Well, we're already down 40 points. No." They're like, no, I don't. We don't want to. We're like, dude, we get a bat again, and they're like, no.
Did Isaac at
Fuck
least
you
move
guys.
people around and put people
Yeah,
in
it was
random
good. He
spots?
did good. I played
Okay.
shortstop almost every inning though,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you and Brian weren't there. So.
Yeah, I know. I wonder that they lost like the first 2 game days. I think they lost
really?
all their games.
Well,
yeah,
one of the
because we
teams
weren't
they
there.
one of the teams they played were just
really
insane.
good.
It's good. They got a bunch of college players on their team.
Yeah, no, we played that team last year. We lost to them in the playoffs. I think it's like
remember
all the college
chick
chicks.
that got hit in the face
Yeah,
on third base.
Yeah, and she was more
She's
of a man about
badass.
it than
and then
Ian.
she kept playing.
Remember when I fucking hit Ian in the face? Were you there? Oh, dude. Oh, you weren't there. Ian was playing first base last year. I felt so bad, and I was playing short. And
you
it
just
was a
threw
hard
it?
hit ground ball. I fucking fielded it, and I threw it, and he was on his base, and his glove was right here, and it fucking went right past his glove and fucking hit him right in the face. He had a hole in his mouth. He had to go to the hospital and get stitches. And then when he showed back up, Brian had bought him a new glove.
Hey, this one wasn't working. Get a new one, motherfucker.
I felt so bad. Ian's like, dude, it's not. He's like, is it bad? I'm like, oh yeah.
You're like, that's as bad as it could possibly
He's like, oh,
be.
it's my fault. I should have caught it.
Yeah, no, that was all bad,
Yeah.
actually. My bad, actually.
Dude, yeah, no, I don't know.
Holy
Like,
shit.
dude, we went and played pickleball the other day, though. Pickleball's fucking pretty fun, and I'm good at it.
Dude, old people don't do anything. Okay, so old people gamble, old people play pickleball, and old people play golf.
And they
don't
fuck.
do anything
Old people
that's
fuck
not
a lot.
fun.
I have friends that have worked at old folks' home, and
Gambling
they said the
sucks.
old people are just getting drunk and
Oh, yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
dude.
What's that movie? They're like, all these old people, they just have STDs.
It's fucking
old,
horrible.
and this old folks,
No,
they're just
it's a real epidemic, dude.
Dude, if I
real
was 80
epidemic.
years old and my wife was dead,
No, I'm surprised there's
Bro.
not more senior citizen porn, dude.
I'm 30 years old and I don't have a wife. Are you kidding me? I'd be fucking...
Dude, yeah, you could just do the gay porn right off the bat. Make all the money.
That was a good
I'm
one.
not gay. I just make the most money.
I'm not
you know?
gay, I
This
just
is-
like money.
In my industry, this is the best paying job.
You're not even gay, you're an entrepreneur at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's entrepreneur? It's a fancy word for sucks dick.
Yeah. I went to Cambridge for this.
Every
It's
time-
like, Cambridge? No, you didn't. He's like, Gaybridge is what I meant.
Every time I fucking, because I own my own business, and every time someone calls me an entrepreneur, I'm like, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
Like,
I do mess with manure, but it's human manure, motherfucker. Because I'm a plumber. Yeah.
turd hurdler, dude.
This is all human shit.
Yeah, humans. Yeah, we don't like the. Well, some people flush weird shit down. Like I've seen cat litter and cat poop flush down the toilet.
That's got to be just an overweight white woman. That's an
yeah,
overweight white woman
it literally
thing.
was, dude. And she literally. Oh, I went to this
Isn't
one
that
lady.
just a...
I went to this one lady's house, and her whole house, her whole.
Yeah, over it.
Hey, he's allowed to say that, okay, Jessica? He's allowed to say that. You better watch your mouth.
No, I'm just saying, like, on average, who is gonna flush cat litter and shit down the toilet?
A lady
than
that
an
smokes a
overweight
lot.
white woman? Yeah, and she's probably got a palm on.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. But my whole floor is covered in shit. Came up through the toilet and up through the bathtub, and I'm like, and you kept flushing. It filled the whole bathtub.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, how many times do
You
you?
just kept going.
Well, when Mr. Peter's got a poo poo, he's got a poo poo.
Wow, it was coming in hot, so I figured I had to put it somewhere.
It was Dorito night.
I give him crunched up Doritos. We have spread, and he does a spread.
Oh fuck, dude! Remember when Uncle Roy got out of prison and taught us spread? That changed the trajectory of my life forever, dude.
Dude, that's
I was
like
like, fuck, prison is fun.
That's
Just,
They
you guys
eat
are
this
just
in
making
prison?
snacks. Mom won't even let me have mac and cheese twice in a row.
while our dad cooks the beef on his stove,
Yeah.
we're like, dude, this is what they do in prison.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is normally cooked inside of a human ass.
if you're hungry, you gotta eat ass, dude.
Yeah,
Hopefully, someone like that's a murderer doesn't break out of prison and like I'm fucking
And just
killing
sees
these guys.
this.
You talking bad about my people?
It just pops up on his shorts for YouTube. He's like, are they talking shit
Dude,
about my spread?
Speaking of shorts, did you see that Mel Brooks is coming back as our lovely mentor Yogurt?
I did in
Spaceballs.
2027.
I know, and he's 99. Like, hey, buddy, you think you're gonna make it that long?
You're being
Optimistic.
real optimistic.
Ambitious, Jessica
ambitious.
says.
Yeah,
I think he's an optimist. I don't know. He is
It's
Jewish.
both, actually. He might be both.
He is Jewish, and that might be how long his contract goes.
Yeah. Dude, you can't miss 2 Hanukkahs.
Jessica got it.
He's not going to miss 2 Hanukkahs, dude.
Not two. These are my last 2 Hanukkahs.
Yeah.
Everyone give me presents.
I was told after these I get the best presents.
Dude, listen to Ari Shafir talk about Hanukkah and like how in America is the only place they get presents. And he's like, yeah, dude, Jewish people are like, these fucking white Christians can't get fucking more presents than our kids. He's like, we just did that because you guys had Christmas. We're just like, fuck it. We want presents.
We just felt bad for
Hey,
our
you
children.
want presents? We're doing presents for fucking 12 nights.
We feel bad.
8. Is it 8? I don't know. The Christian in me showing.
What is it? I don't.
It's
8 Crazy Nights. Yeah.
The
You know
Adam
how I
Sandler
think
movie.
about that? 8 Crazy Nights. Because I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until I was an adult that was what that movie was about. Dude, that movie's fucking great.
Yeah, 8 Crazy
Nights
Yeah.
is fucking perfect.
It's one I have to watch pretty
If you're
much
gonna wipe your
every other
ass-
Christmas. Yeah.
Dude, that's my best impersonation. That's my favorite
Okay,
one.
let's hear it. Let's hear it. Wait. This is where Jarett shows us his best impersonation he can ever do. Doo-doo.
If you're gonna wipe your ass on my monogram towel, that's a technical foul.
A technical foul.
The best part is little Whitey and his wife doing
Dude, okay, real quick. If you could meet any like celebrity or comedian or who like anyone, it could be old, new, today, you know, who would you
That's
meet?
such a
Who
good
would you want to
question.
hang
I
out
love
with?
comedians.
Because you got to think of it in multiple ways, not
hang
just
out or
not in
hang out or be like, in,
hang
like,
out. Like so
just
you're
hang
going to
out.
spend a
Just
day
be
with this
friends.
person. Like because sometimes you meet people that you're fans of and it's just
Yeah.
you almost want it to be really quick because it's awkward.
That's
so
the
you
weird part
the
is
quality
'cause-
of hanging out time is important, I feel like.
Right. Well, it's.
Who do you
I
think
feel
you'd
like
have a
it's
good time?
something. I feel like it's something you want to. I've never really had that, but I love comedians. I
He's
watch
like
a lot
Cedric
of
the
comedians.
Entertainer.
No, no, but it's such a weird thing because you just want to be like your brain just says like the old ones because there's so many people that are alive still that like are fucking hilarious. That
Yeah.
you're just like, dude, I want to see. But one of my favorite comedians ever
Okay.
was Chris Farley. Like
Chris Farley.
just
Well, he's
because
dead.
he was just
he's
well,
disqualified, bud.
no, well, and that's the thing.
But,
is,
okay,
like,
okay, it could be dead.
But it was because
Amy Poehler and
Jessica says Amy Poehler. You
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
one.
Who's the lady that she's with? What's her name?
God, why can't I remember her name? Let's say they're like best friends. They're in like all multiple movies.
oh,
together.
Amy Poehler's in yeah,
Parks and Rec.
I know, yeah, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I,
But who's the lady that's with her?
Lady, she's like in Sisters with her.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
And
dude,
Baby
she's so
Mama.
funny.
The movie's fucking Baby Mama's underrated movie. I can't remember her name.
That's pretty fucked
Is
up.
it Tina Fey?
Tina
it
Fey.
is,
Tina
it
Fey.
is,
Yeah.
it is
Yep.
Fey,
Tina
yeah.
Fey. Yep.
No, but
I
Chris-
would love to meet them. I hope
Hell
Just-
yeah, because it's just.
But do
they're
you think
just
they'd
so-
actually be chill though? Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
like I feel like if
Did you see the video? Did you? Did you see the?
Some people are good actors.
No,
some people are good actors. I mean, I'm not usually this cool.
no. Did you see the video? Did you see the video of Chris where they're at the Parks and Rec thing and they're like, "Who loves a good comeback story?" And he goes, and they're like naming off names, and he goes, "What was Kanye's ex-wife? Kim Kardashian." He goes,
Oh,
"Kim
yeah.
Kardashian," and this was a literal like just out of the blue moment. And she's like, Kim Kardashian. He goes, I think there was cum on her back. Dude, those chicks were just like, they picked it up instantly.
Yeah, they're funny. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, if it was somebody modern that's kind of blown up, I think like any of the guys from Shane Gillis and Matt
Oh, yeah.
Tester, all those dudes,
Gruber?
because
I
they're
did
real
watch
people.
those. I
They're
did
real
finish
people,
it.
real celebrities that have been famous a long time. I don't know if like they might play someone cool. I'm always worried that they're like,
Not
the
that
fuck
way.
who is this white trash piece of shit? You know?
Yeah. No, dude, and that's why I liked Chris Farley so much because he was just so out of the fucking box, dude. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite jokes ever, and a lot of people,
But he
especially
was
people
on
our
a
age.
lot of cocaine.
Well, yeah, and drug and alcohol, like and SNL. He has this skit where he's like talking about living in a van
down
down
by the river.
river.
Everyone has seen that one.
No,
It's like,
but
I need more
nobody
cowbells.
gets it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, with more cowbells. No, dude, no, and honestly, somebody that's alive in that's hard. Theo Vaughn. I'll go with the basic. But Theo Vaughn would be cool
Theo,
as
Theo,
fuck.
I think is really cool, but I also feel like he's somebody that's really gets irritated by people easily.
I feel like if it was like
He's very meticulous.
We're meeting.
He's a
we're
worker.
meeting- I would just like to talk to him.
Dude, I watched him kick a guy
His
out.
brain works.
I watched him kick a guy out, but it wasn't like the guy deserved to be kicked out. He was
Yeah.
warned multiple times, but he was like fierce about it, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, maybe you
Did
don't
you
want to
see-
fuck around and piss Theo off,
Oh,
dude.
did you see the guy that it was his birthday? He played at the. It was some club in
Kid-
Nashville, and he like played at the club.
Kid Rock.
No, Theo Vaughn was there, and this guy he plays at a club in Nashville, and so like he was kind of. I feel like he was kind of entitled. Who knows? But he was like, "Oh, Theo Vaughn's here, and it's my birthday, and they're throwing a party for me here. I want to see if he'll pop some of my balloons." And he like Theo Vaughn's just like hanging out with his people, like he's
Yeah.
there by with a group of people, and this guy just fucking comes into his
All-
personal
all
space.
drunk, dude.
Yeah, and then Theo Vaughn pushes him away,
Yeah,
and this guy's like, "I was assaulted by Theo Vaughn."
yeah,
It's like,
no, I saw that.
he's a fucking human being, bro.
Yeah, no, for real, dude. I feel like Tony Hawk would be dope to hang out with because I could just
Probably.
skate with him. Like I could legit skate. I
You'd
feel
be like, dude, do your knees creak when you drop
dude.
in? He's like, bro, for 30 years they've been creaking, my dude.
watch the documentary Till the Wheels Fall Off, dude. He has taken some brutal fucking slams, dude.
He's probably one of the best people to get famous off of something.
He said he can
that.
like barely move his body like more than this. He can pretty much just move to skate.
Did you see him? Did you see him talking about getting the first checks? Getting the checks from his skateboard game?
What?
So some of the first checks. So I can't remember what he was on or what interview he was doing, but he was talking about getting the checks from the first Tony Hawk game.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time it was like 15 grand. And the next check was like 3.5 million. And he's like, I went to fucking Bank of America and he's like,
well, you know, he got
this $3 million check.
You know, he got rich quick as a teenager and a kid. And then like skateboarding kind of died at the end of the 80s. And it took like till the late 90s, early thousands for it to pick back up. So he like got broke. He had to sell his house that had his skate park there, and he was like, "Fuck, what do I do?" You know, he was just traveling the world like a rock star. Not too long ago, he didn't get any worse at skateboarding,
and he probably didn't. I feel like that dude's never touched a drug. Like,
probably not. He's pretty straight
drugs
edge. I feel
probably go away from him.
I feel like he's to be that good.
Have you heard him talk?
You have to be kind of meticulous. You know what I mean? Like an artist. You know, he's dedicated to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why he became the best. And the guys that like were like, what a square, you know, they're all washed out drug addicts.
Right. Like Bam.
Yeah, no, Bam.
Shout out Bam, I love you. You're doing
we
good.
We do love
now.
Bam. He's doing good. He's getting dude, I watched him do a kickflip backside lip slide the other day, and it was so butter. I was like, shit. He's getting good again.
Remember watching Viva La Bam?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, dude. Reruns the same episode over and over again.
You can picture him dropping in right as the show starts. He drops in off the fucking the tall rise building.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Bam, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's
blunt
generational.
That blunt kickflip. That's a trick I never learned, and I tried for over and over again.
Dude, that's probably everybody who was born in like 1990 to like 1997 or something.
Yeah.
Like, that was show coming on.
Even people older than that, like, because the CKY and shit, like, they had people their age because they were in their 20s when all this shit was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And then they had all those videos.
We were little kids that were too young to be watching
Imagine the video. Thinking about it now, like, you do podcasting now and you know how, like, you update videos. Imagine updating videos back then. Imagine how much content that they had filmed back then. That they're like, dude, this fucking can't be on TV.
Well,
dude.
I actually own, like, every now and then I'll have to splice, something will happen and we'll accidentally pause. I'll have to splice two videos together, but I'm not good at editing. I pretty much just post what we talk about.
It just comes with it. It's just like when I was streaming.
It comes with it, dude.
Yeah, it comes on it.
What were you streaming?
When I was streaming Apex, and like, luckily I got a guy that was just like, hey, you know, I got...
Pride Month, dude.
I see what you did there. No, this dude was one of my buddies. He was one of my buddies' editors for his videos, and he was streaming and everything. And he's like, dude, I'll edit your videos for free. I'm like, dude, fuck. Yeah, dude. Dude, he did so good. And I'm like, I'm editing shit with a controller on a PS4, and I'm like, this looks like shit. And he'll edit my videos, and it was great. And I'm like, what do you want? He's like, nothing. And then he's like, dude, don't worry, I do it for free. And then 2 months later, my account gets hacked on Facebook.
Oh.
And then because he was overseas, so we had to use this turret that made it so he could access my PC from overseas. Then my Facebook account that I've had since 2012 with pictures of my life on it and my friends gets banned. I got banned, permanently banned. And there was because of the content that got uploaded on it, which was absolutely terrible.
Mature.
No, it was the worst. It's the worst possible thing that you can imagine, and they only do this for that reason.
Yeah,
and it was right as COVID's happening.
So they're just dicks on the other side of the world. They're like, let me ruin this guy's stream.
Yeah, let me ruin this guy's stream who has fucking 200 viewers in a month.
Dicks all over it.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna say it because it's the worst possible thing that could happen. But
a little CP.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. It's the worst possible thing. And I'm writing
I didn't even see it, so that shit must have been up and down like that, dude, which is good.
Well,
good job, Facebook.
I was streaming. No, so I was playing and I'm editing and I'm doing all this shit because I wanted to be a streamer. Doing all this stuff, editing all this stuff. And then it happened. It happened while I was on my Facebook moving stuff around.
Yeah, you started getting all these notifications.
It uploads the video and it plays in the bottom side of your thing. And I instantly fucking clicked on it, and right as it goes, it played for about 2 seconds, and then I got instantly banned. I'm writing them. I'm like, please figure out which IP. I gave him my IP, my address, everything. I'm like, please figure out where this is from. This needs to be taken down. Like, this is bad. And Facebook was just like, fuck you. They owed me. They still owe me $2,400
From your streaming?
from my streaming.
Those fucking
From
wait,
people-
fuck you, Facebook.
From them donating and like giving subs.
It's time
and
for
stuff
you
like
to
that.
hop back on the horse, get back on the stream, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna be 30. I don't give a shit about that.
Why, dude? It's still fun to play video games.
Yeah, I do play video games. I'm not gonna stream.
$2,400, brother.
Yeah. No, well, they ain't gonna do anything.
There's a lot of guy would do for $2,400.
I've made a lot of messages to them and emails, and I've called, and they
Yeah,
don't
do
give
it
a
on a
shit.
different platform.
They don't give a shit. They don't. Facebook has been downhill in the last 3 to 4 years.
Ever since Mark Zuckerberg ripped off the Winklevoss
ever since he got
twins.
a 6-pack, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's a dick now.
Yeah.
He just gaslighted
Yeah,
America, bro.
he did.
He just gaslighted America. He like censored us for Biden for all these years, and then as soon as Trump's elected, he's like, "We've been censoring you for Biden. We're sorry. Like it's not our fault. It's Biden's." And it's like, bitch, we knew you were doing that. We were all complaining about it, and you didn't stop.
Yeah, you could build a 6-pack, but you still look like an alien.
Yeah,
you
dude.
weird fuck.
Yeah, I can't fucking, post my Republican news, but some Asian guy can post CP on the fucking Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, dude.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, I got my bank account hacked. We had just went to California for a trip, and so I always get tolls months later because I don't know what the fuck they are, and so I always have to pay them. Well, I was snowboarding and I got one, and it was like California toll. You need to pay $7.99, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I clicked it, and I entered my stuff. It looked legit, and I paid it. And then it like froze, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, dude, is this a scam?"
Dude.
But nothing. They didn't take any money or anything, so I'm like, "Fuck, okay." And then like 3 months later, they took like $3,000 in like 5 seconds. Took $3,000 from me in 5 seconds.
They were just waiting.
It was just like that, dude. But they took it from my business account,
Ooh.
and so like I fucking went down to the bank immediately, and like they were all. It was like 12 different transactions for this amount. All the same amount.
Equal amounts.
Yep, exactly. And so they like gave me the money back in like 2 days.
Yeah, and then they go after.
And then they
them
filed
for
a claim,
more.
and then I just got a letter in the mail saying my claim's good. Where are we at? Where we at, Jessica? 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
25
Damn,
minutes?
It felt like an hour and 25 minutes.
It felt like an hour and 25 minutes.
No, it honestly doesn't feel like shit.
Doesn't feel like shit.
Hey, you want to get some more of that ketchup or that tartar sauce?
You're what? Oh, fuck, dude. Jessica, okay, for one, I got to say, Luke literally just told her, you know what, Jessica, with your swing, I think you need to put the ball on your front foot. And she just started crushing fucking 150 yards through the air. Like fucking night and day, just like that. And she had it consistently the rest of her round. Like she figured her drive out.
You're cooking?
But the first fucking
She's
hole,
shaking her head.
the first hole, dude, she had a good drive. Yeah, the first hole hole she had a good drive. Ended up on, I think you were on in regulation, and she had a 60 fucking foot putt. I'm not even joking.
You sunk it in
dude,
there?
and it went this way, then it went this way, then it went this way, and went in, and we were all like, "What?"
That's when you just go.
That's why I quit.
As planned.
Yep, I'm a pro.
I do that shit.
Yeah,
for money.
It was badass, dude.
That's awesome.
It was a good round. I shot an 84. She shot a 108. And fucking Jeff shot 82. Luke was 6 over, 7 over.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So he shot, because it's an executive course, so it's 64.
Oh, it's a challenge, right?
Yeah, I was 21 over, so which is about I'm like an 18 handicap, so I'm pretty close to where I normally am. I just had a bad.
Yeah, so
I had a
that's not
triple bogey
normal
on the
course,
last
like,
hole.
Par is like fucking
64.
60. Oh, okay.
64 is par. Yep.
Because you guys got a lot
It's
of
all par threes and fours. Yep, all threes and fours. Which is fun because honestly, my worst club's my driver.
Fun.
Well, dude, but it's tough.
Threes?
It's called the challenge course for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hills and a lot of water.
And your greens
they're all
are crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, I had that one. I fucking 167 yards out.
I did see the birdie on 18.
Yeah, I almost fucking I almost used my 9-iron. And I don't know how Jeff's noticed, but he's like, that looks like a 9-iron.
That looks like a 9.
And I'm like, no, it's a 6. And then I looked at him like, actually, I think it is a 9.
Wait a minute.
Went back and grabbed my 6. Fucking hit a 167-yard par 3, landed 3 feet from the cup, picked up the putt for birdie. I was like, today's going to be a good day, boys. Then I'm 21 over at the end.
21 over. You just
That was
wait
on
for
like
it.
hole 2. I'm like, yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah, this is good. I got this, boys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this.
It was a fun day, though. It was a good day for fucking golfing. That's for damn sure. It was.
I'm only going to need one ball
it was like
today,
80
boys.
82 all day or something like that.
That's good.
Yeah. it was
Especially
good.
if the par's... Dude, if the par
No, I mean
is...
the weather.
Oh, it was 82.
The temperature was.
But if...
Dumbass. No, I'm saying-
Dumbass.
fucking-
No, but if the
Can you
par
say
is 60...
retard? Are you allowed to say that?
Retard. Ding, 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 retard.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude.
kidding. I'm sorry. We were just talking about love on the spectrum. We love everybody. No, but if the fucking par is 60... Jessica's dying. Oh, she got hit with the steam.
My throat is itchy.
What was the par?
64.
So 20.
1.
So you would have been...
Or no, 63 maybe, because I shot
So you would have been
it
80...
says plus 21, but my score was 84.
Yeah.
So,
Luke
six,
got
That's got to be, like, good.
yeah, no, somebody told me
On
that.
a par 3,
Somebody
par 4?
told me that only like 20% of golfers break 100. And
Yeah, and that's on, like, a
I
normal
consistently
course.
break 100, and sometimes I break 90.
And those aren't from the tees. That's
Yeah.
not from the blue. That's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
red.
yeah, and
That's the
no,
average.
I was playing from
Whites.
whites. I was
Yeah.
playing from the middle.
But that's also a challenge
But
course.
the last time I played at Crooked River Ranch, I played from all the way back at the Blues,
Yeah.
and
Last
I
time we
shot
played,
an
yeah.
84.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
and that's a full course.
you're
That's a
lying.
72 par. Well, you gotta give a couple mulligans.
Just
Yeah, you got to do legalize mulligans. But honestly, when I don't, if I use a lower, I can use my lower irons, like a 3 and a 4, and I can fucking hit it almost better than my driver sometimes.
Really?
So like I played this round
Off the
out
deck,
there.
or you just teeing it
No,
up
I
really
tee it
low?
up just a little, just tad.
right off the grass.
Yeah, because my one club that I'm bad with is my driver. So it's like, always, dude, just slices right bad.
you could cut a corner.
I did
with that
pretty good
motherfucker.
today. I only whipped my driver out 3 times on this hole, and all 3 I hit the fairway. So that was good.
On a par 4, I'm hoping.
Yeah, par 4. Yeah. Like they had a couple par 4s that were like 312 yards.
Damn.
That's
That's like my 6 iron.
yeah. So, all right. Well, I think we're getting pretty close to the end. I mean, I don't know if this was eventful, but it was a blast having you
Smells
here.
delicious over there.
This was kind of. I know. Dinner's getting ready to be done. We did
Yeah.
this the earliest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah,
We started at
so
like
dinner's gonna
7:30.
be done. That's
Yeah.
dude. You should do them that way
Early.
more often.
Well, it just doesn't work out that way. But
I'll do more. This is
yeah,
fun.
maybe this was a
9:20,
this was an
guys.
impromptu.
Not early.
This was an impromptu podcast.
Yeah, you
but
gave me all these notes that I wasn't gonna say.
yeah,
because
maybe
they were racist.
fucking ruined it, dude. Ruined it. But maybe tomorrow we can get Dad on for a Father's Day special. Maybe just do an hour.
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be fun.
I'm not a father, but
Hopefully
I'll
he
do it.
doesn't say anything racist. It'll be a good one for me. He's
Right,
the man I
it'll
call
be a
Dad.
2-hour
He's the
special
man.
for
Speaking of
Father's
Toby
Day,
Keith
that's
or
crazy.
Brad Paisley, who just he didn't sing the song that I was gonna cry over. The half the
Oh, at
man
the show
that he
you guys
didn't
went
have
to?
to be. He didn't sing
didn't
half the
sing
man,
that?
and that's like my favorite because my dad raised me from 6 months old. He's not my biological dad,
Damn.
but he's my brother's biological dad. But he was always my dad. So tomorrow's a big day to celebrate him.
Yeah.
We'll get him on here. He'll probably be buzzed up a little bit.
Well, if it's past 6
dude,
a.m.
we gotta play that song. And get him drunk and then play that song, he'll cry.
Yeah, if it's past 6 a.m., he's buzzed up.
It'll be a good. It'll be a good day. So, happy Pride Month, everybody. That's because, I cannot believe you just said that gay shit.
I know you gotta cut that.